Folks, I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker News Network, Biker News We Trust. And actually, we're doing a Ask Black Dragon segment right now. I hope everyone is having a magnificent 4th of July. You're out doing your thing. I'm here in my RV, having a cool time. I'm in my wee hoodie. It's not winter, but you guys can still get the wee hoodies. It's not about I, it's about we. Make sure to get your wee hoodie. BlackDragonSgear.com. And I'm in my RV at my makeshift desk. This is kind of what it looks like over here. Got the computer and all that stuff. It's kind of messy. It's kind of messy in the RV. And I really don't know. Okay, yeah, I see some of you guys. The Rock Drifter, what's up? Okay, so you guys are on. So I'm using Restream from my telephone for the first time. I've never done that before. And it seems to be working okay. So what Restream lets me do is I get to stream live on Facebook and YouTube and 30 other platforms simultaneously. So I guess it's there. Melody said she's trucking. She's almost home. Well, I hope you get home safely. So this version, I got a question in. It's right here. Hope you guys can see it. So, hello, sir. I have a question that I haven't been able to find an answer for. So I've been in the Navy as a Master at Arms, did 4 years. After I got out, I thought I wanted to be a cop. Applied a couple places. Well, I've done some things in my past that disqualified me from being a cop. So I became a correctional officer. But now I want to be a biker. Is it possible for me to still be a part of an outlaw motorcycle club? So I did this video called, I'm doing this video with you guys called, is it possible to belong to a traditional MC or something like that after you have been in law enforcement? And boy, that's a tough one. That's really a tough one because so many folks ask me that question. And I'm kind of reticent. So, as most people that have been in law enforcement or whatever know, motorcycle clubs and law enforcement really don't go together. And most guys that are cops or have been cops will typically sway towards the law enforcement MC side. That's what most folks will do. But let me just say these things, and I'll say these things from my experience. Hey, what's up, Merlin? Good to see you. I'll say these things from my experience, and then you guys can kind of like take it from there. So I have known. I'll say these things from my experience, and that should be doing that. I have known many clubs, believe it or not, traditional clubs, other kinds of clubs that have had cops in them. Some that have been infiltrated, but some that have said, just come on in. So it's not particularly irately impossible that such a thing could happen. I've seen it happen many, 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 many times all across the country. You guys wouldn't believe it. It's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, but it does happen. What's up, Rudy Capello from St. Croix, Virgin Islands? Good to have you. Thanks for tuning in. It's something that, we got UK on the line. Boy, we got, oh, that's right, because it's morning for you guys there. Um, it's something that happens. It absolutely happens, more so than many of you would probably imagine. Because no one's going to admit to that. No one's going to say, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah, we got that." Just like no one's going to admit that, like they would have homosexuals in their clubs. Like who would ever admit to something like that? But I've seen that happen too. So what I tell anybody that's trying to get into a club is whatever you feel like your issue is, that they would say no. Just be straight up about it. Because eventually, sooner or later, whatever your background issue is, they're going to find out about it. Um, so I I say that if you're a cop or an ex-cop, you should probably try to go to a cop club. Um, but there are plenty of 99% clubs and outlaw clubs, not particularly one percenter clubs, but I've seen it there too. And you just have to be very honest with the people you're trying to get up with. And if you can be honest with the people you're trying to get up with, maybe they can take you. In your particular situation, you were never actually a cop, you were a correctional officer, but a lot of clubs see that as hell no, no way. So I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. I'm not even going to tell you it's going to be something you'd be able to do. That would be a club by club basis, but uh, it's possible. It could happen. A lot of times when you tell the brothers, I was a cop or whatever, or a correctional officer, or a sometimes security guard, they're going to tell you to get the hell out of Dodge. But I have seen plenty of times, more than I can count on two hands, where it really didn't matter a whole lot. That was the past, and what they're looking at is what you are now. So there's going to be a group that takes you in. You just got to find them. And you got to work hard to prove that you are worthy of the brotherhood. There's a lot of us that walk around with issues. We don't get along well with people. We got, bad breath issues, whatever. The funny thing I've always found about the motorcycle club world is that it takes you for who you are. It takes you as you are. Whatever things you're lacking in the brotherhood, we're looking for more than that. So who knows? If you really want to be a biker and you really don't want to join a law enforcement kind of organization, you want to do something else. Maybe you were in the military, maybe a military club will take you. But if you want to go towards an outlaw or even further, if you want to go towards a 1% MC, that's going to be a much harder uh, bridge to climb. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I would damn sure say it's going to be difficult. But I wanted to answer that since it was a question. I wanted to get that answered this morning before I go back to bed uh, and get back in my bed. I'm going to be out on my boat tomorrow, enjoying uh, the lake or river, whatever you want to call it. So in the RV, having a good time for the weekend. It's so weird now because all you get to do is you don't get to have fun. You can only like come come to the park. You can't hang out with anybody or nothing. You can just come to the park in your own RV and be to yourself. That's this COVID thing. Did I love the Navy? I absolutely did not love the Navy. I found it to be stifling and I found it to be. I hated the Navy. I hated being in the Navy, but I was good at my job, and I made it work for as long as I could stand it. But I find that I love the Navy more now than when I was actually in it. In fact, sometimes I have dreams about being back in the Navy. And in those dreams, I'm laughing the whole time because none of that shit that they were talking about is like even relevant in my life today. And if I had known that, like all the times I got in trouble or whatever the case may be, if I had known that 20 years later, it would have meant absolutely nothing to me in my life, I would have laughed at those guys so hard. I could have done the Navy standing on my head um, if I had known. I never would have probably got out of the Navy if I had known what I know now. I'd have done it with my feet kicked up, smiling. But I was young, I was headstrong, and it was confining to my personality. But hey, I spent uh, a long time in the military, most of my early adult life, and it paved the way for everything I ever did. So like now I sound like I'm just like pro Navy, which I am. I think they need to bring the draft back. So I'm like really pro Navy now. But um, I think everybody should have to go serve. But I didn't like it when I was in. But I did, I did my job and I tried to be the very best at it. Morning, Black Dragon. Always good to see you. Hopefully the 4th of July was good for you. Uncaged Rider. Talk to you later. You guys take care, Uncaged Rider. Wondering what advice you have. Let's see. Wondering what advice you have for me. I'm rolling with MC member and unsure of something. What are you unsure of? So I don't know. Anyway, wanted to get that out. You can join. You can try to join any motorcycle club. Just come with the best that you are, and come truthfully and expose everything you have. And you got to do that up front, and I'll tell you why. Because if that's not the club for you and they don't want to deal with you, you want to get past them and move on. So it's like buying a house. They say never fall in love with the house until you're actually signing for it and it's going to be yours. Even after you sign for it, it could fall through. But the house you fall in love with is going to be the house that's yours. So sometimes people are like, I can't live without that house. And they don't get it. They're all crushed. And then the next house they find wasn't exactly like that one, but it's got other features that are just beautiful and wonderful, and that works just fine. The motorcycle club's the same way. Never fall in love with a motorcycle club until you're in. So that's how that is. I will tell you that again, most traditional MCs are not going to go with that kind of shit. But I've seen it more times than a lot of you folks would ever even know it to hear people talk. Alrighty? Alright. Well, that's my 2 cents. Let's hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. We've got gear, blackdragonsgear.com. And let me see. Our online news magazine is bikerliberty.com. And of course, our podcast, you'll hear this on the podcast, it's blackdragonsgear.com. And then the podcast is the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. Okay, I think that's it. Thanks for tuning in. It's my 2 cents. Let's hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Take care and get skinny. Oh, wow. My phone is frozen. I wonder if it's still recording. Huh. This restream is very interesting. Huh. Wow. Guess I'm finally caught up. Take care, y'all.